we have with us Vincent Petit, who's Senior Vice President for Global Thought Leadership and Influence Marketing at Schneider Electric. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me.
So Schneider is a very big company. Schneider Electric is a very big company which has R&D and manufacturing in China, but also in France and the US. It's a global operation, of course, working with clients all around the world. And it's sort of right in the middle of what is the digitalization of the energy sector now. And my first question would be, what are the challenges? What are the major challenges facing the energy sector now where Schneider is working?
Yeah, it's a very good question, so thank you for that. I think, first of all, it's a fantastic opportunity. Okay, I think we live an exciting time of transformation of our energy sector for the good. With the massive penetration of renewable energies, the decarbonization of the energy sector, as well as the electrification of the use of energy. So it's obviously a fantastic time, full of promises for accelerated development and decarbonization. This being said, it's a transition, and as a result, comes with it a number of challenges. I can think of several of them, but when we increase the penetration of renewable energies on the network, we have obviously reliability issues that are big concerns for utilities, okay? Because of the variable and the distributed characteristic of renewable energies. But we also have flexibility issues, which we have been talking a lot here for the last 2 days, and which is a growing concern of the energy sector overall, right? We have efficiency issues. I mean, we live in, here we are in China. This event was dedicated to Asia, and Asia is probably one of the most dynamic regions of the world in the decades to come in terms of electricity consumption growth. Some countries are projected to see their electricity consumption to grow by a factor of 3 in the coming 20 years. So it's absolutely massive. With this comes a number of challenges in terms of financing, in terms of investments on the supply side, on the grids. And obviously, efficiency is a cornerstone of making that more optimized and reducing the need for such massive investments. So there are efficiency challenges. And then I would say there is probably a collaboration challenge as well that's starting to shape up in the sector, because we see more and more companies, corporate companies, engaging into the energy markets, demanding to decarbonize, okay? Looking at optimizing the way they consume energy to reduce their carbon footprint, as well as to reduce their cost, actually. And this is obviously creating a number of opportunities, as well as leading to a number of challenges to organize the market, to organize those transactions accordingly. So many challenges around this transition. And obviously, we've been extensively discussing about digital technologies in this event, and they are fundamentally a strong enabler for those challenges.
Yeah. So all of these are areas that Schneider Electric obviously is addressing in one way or another and working with its clients on. Now, what, if we can boil it down to a few things, what would characterize, do you think, those companies in the energy sector which are going to be the winners, as it were, in the transition, or those that are going to be the strongest survivors?
Okay. Well, I would say number one, embracing digital. And that's something that's been really debated around the world, and we've been witnessing many cases, whether it is in the energy companies or the demand-side companies, actually, or the corporate companies, embracing digital technologies has helped them, for those who have chosen this path, to actually reap a lot of benefits from this transition. Okay? Whether it is for demand-side company or corporate companies to procure better their energy, to manage better their energy, to consume less, to share their energy better, to reduce their carbon footprint, or for utilities to orchestrate better, let's say, the distribution of energy to be more reliable and to serve their consumers better. So I would say one of them would be embracing digital. And I would also say that I believe the transition that we are facing, and I think this is a fundamental change versus what we have known for the last decade, the cornerstone or the epicenter of the transition will probably be on the demand side. And that is today the least automated place of the grid, right? So the ability of supply side companies and demand side companies to actually connect is going to be extremely important in order to secure that transition.
So there are certainly some particular areas which are important for companies to get used to adopt, to buy into if they're to succeed. And one of them will be demand side management as well, which is the next point I wanted to come on to.
Absolutely. So demand side management has been on for a very long time, right? For decades actually, in few countries, and it's always been fairly limited. But what we see changing today with active controls on the demand side, so digital technologies on the demand side, as well as growing penetration of decentralized energies, storage capabilities, variable loads such as electric vehicles as an example. So we see a considerable potential for flexibility, shaping up on the demand side, and this is exactly what the system needs. Right? The system is in great need of flexibility, and so it's a new horizon, right, for demand side management that's shaping up on the demand side.
That's interesting. So EVs, for example, aren't going to develop or grow and be sold in the same amounts in every geography or in every area. Urban areas, maybe in some areas, will get way ahead. So demand side management, which includes EVs, is going to advance in some regions much earlier than others. Then there's also industrial demand management. How do you see the geography of the markets and the layout of the markets and even market design changing to incorporate this?
Yeah, it's a very difficult question because I think that there is no two situations from one country to another that look alike. Okay? Regulations is extremely different from one country to another, obviously. Now, in all the markets which are fairly deregulated, there has been today a growing activity around going for microgrids, more demand-side management, new ways of procuring and managing energy, and we've been supporting that very much in various geographies, and not only in the US or in Europe, but I mean across the globe. Then, from a sectorial perspective, I would say that obviously large corporate companies have been front-running this transformation, but we see a lot happening as well on the building side, and a lot of potential on the building side.
Okay.
Right.
So we'll circle back to challenges, but also challenges for Schneider Electric in the way it positions itself in the energy transition in different markets. How is it positioning itself in the context of this transition in the energy sector, and what are the challenges there for yourselves and for your clients?
So first of all, we are a technology company. I think it's important to be precise on that. So what we do is to actually providing technologies. We are not operating a utility or a grid. We are providing technologies. That's what we do, and we are very committed on that, and very committed on the R&D investment and the innovation that we deliver to the market and to our customers, whether they be utilities or industries or buildings around the world. Number one. Number two, we are a demand-side company. Right? We operate the largest chunk of our business is with industries, with buildings, the residential sectors, with data centers. Okay, and that's really the largest chunk of our business. And we are really committed to bringing state-of-the-art digital technologies, in the energy management and the automation domain into those different sectors, including the grid. Right? Yeah. And obviously, we see ourselves positioned at the intersection point, of this energy transition.
Okay. Vincent Petit, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.